The adventure begins, using control structures. Every year, the city holds a scavenger hunt at the local park. Last year was a big success as hundreds of kids came out and found tennis balls that Karel hid. Every year, I love volunteering to help with the scavenger hunt, especially because I get to hide tennis balls for everyone to find. Today is the big day for this year's scavenger hunt. Unfortunately, Karel's alarm clock didn't go off and Karel slept in. Oh no, I overslept and now I'm late to help with the scavenger hunt. You're going to need to help Karel get to the park quickly, but first, let's review a few coding concepts. Control structures help you control the flow of a program. You can use these to repeat code, either a specific number of times or while a condition is true, or you can use if statements to control which statements might execute depending on a condition. Let's take a minute to review each of these. A for loop is used to execute statements a specific number of times. The statements you want to execute are placed inside the curly bracket and are indented one line. There are 3 parts of a loop declaration. The first part creates what is known as the loop variable. It is usually set to a starting value of 0. Next, there is a conditional statement that tells the loop how many times to execute. Finally, you'll see the incrementer that is used to increase your loop variable each time through the loop. Here's an actual example. Notice that the for loop will loop while I is less than but not equal to 4. In effect, this will cause the loop to run 4 times while the value of I is 0, 1, 2, and finally 3. As a result of this loop, Karel will move forward 4 times. A while loop also loops through a set of statements inside of curly brackets, but now it will loop while a condition is true. If the condition is true, then this loop will execute. Otherwise, it will continue with the commands that come after the loop. In this example, Karel will move forward as long as the front is clear. That could be 5 times, 10 times, or maybe no times at all. You don't have to know the number of times that the loop will execute. You just need to know that it will continue to loop until the front is no longer clear. If statements may look a lot like a loop, but it is important to remember that they only execute once. The condition is evaluated, and if true, it executes the first set of statements. Optionally, you can add an else statement. This creates a block of code that will only execute if the condition is false. Here's an example. If Karel is on a space where there's a ball, Karel will take the ball. Otherwise, Karel will put down a ball. Remember, this doesn't loop, so Karel will only do this once. Can you help me get to the park on time? We need to be efficient. In order to help Karel get to the park on time, you will need to solve the problem and use control structures that we have reviewed. They can be used to help write fast and efficient programs. So let's go.